Hi, I'm Nick Lujan, Director of Artistry and Education for Kevyn Aucoin Beauty, and today we are going to talk all about contouring your eyes. When speaking about contouring and highlighting, we're not just referring to the forehead, the cheekbone, or the jawline. We also contour and highlight around the eye area. We use those same methods of light versus dark to bring forward and push back. As mentioned on page 24 of Making Faces by Kevyn Aucoin, you can see where he puts a little bit of contour and highlight around the eye area to add dimension to the eye. He mentions that light brings forward, dark pushes back. I want to take that a step further and tell you that shimmery products will bring forward even more versus matte products that tend to absorb light and push back. Before we get started, it's important to analyze our eye shape first. So let's look into the mirror or into your camera with your eyes straight forward in a natural position. You want to feel around for your eyeball and your brow bone and that eye socket in between the two. That eye socket is where we're going to be placing our sculpting product. The whole entire goal of this is to create a deeper eye socket and give the illusion of more dimension around the eye area. Let's start by applying our lighter shade. Keep in mind, I'm going to avoid shimmer for now. We'll save that for a little bit later on in the application. But before I apply any product, it's important that I prep my eyes with a little bit of Sensual Skin Primer first. So just the smallest amount on your fingers is all you need. You can also mix it with a little bit of concealer or foundation if you want, just to kind of even out skin tone. Sometimes I like to use Sensual Skin Enhancer for this. So now that my eyes are primed, it's time to apply our lighter shade. And to do that, I'm going to use my Emphasize Eye Design palette in Unblinking. I'm going to use the lightest shade, which is more of this like neutral, matte, fleshy bone color. And to apply it, I'm going to use my Duet Concealer brush. I'm going to use the fluffy end. So pick up your product. Anytime you load your brush with eyeshadow, it's important that you work it into the bristles to avoid fallout. This pushes the product deep inside the brush and you don't have to worry about it making a mess anywhere on the face. So now that I've got my brush loaded, I'm applying my matte shade through the brow bone and anywhere else that I want to bring forward. So that also means my eyelid. This matte shade is going to be an awesome base for any other colors. Don't worry about it if you get a little bit in the crease, you'll be fine. If you wanted to build more color payoff from it, you can press that product in with more of the flat side of the brush. I want a little bit more of that softer, smooth, and natural application. So I'm just enhancing what already is there as far as bone structure. Now that we've applied this, it's time for the next step, which is sculpting. Now it's time to apply a matte sculpting shade into the crease. And to do this, you want to apply with your eyes looking straight into the mirror in front of you in a relaxed position. This is going to ensure that you see the placement of your sculpting color with your eyes in their natural open position. And to do that, we're going to use sculpting powder in medium today, which can be found in Contour Book Volume 3, right here in the middle. Or you can use the individual sculpting powder in medium, which is what I will use today. To use this product, you want to work it into your brush on the back of your hand before you apply it to your eye. That's going to prevent any fallout, so any product that might fall down onto the face. We want to work as clean as possible since we've already done complexion. So now that my brush is loaded, I'm going to look straight into the camera and into the mirror behind it so that I can see my eye shape in its natural position. With that said, remember our placement earlier. We're going right into the crease of the eye, so you can feel your brow bone, and you can feel the eyeball with the eye open and feel that space in between. That socket area is what we're trying to enhance with a sculpt. Remember, wherever you first place your brush, you're going to get a little point of intensity or a dark spot. So try to plan those out. I usually like mine about right here. And then from there, I stretch my product into the crease. And if you want to, a little bit outward and a little flick up. That's going to give a little lift to the eye in the outer corner. I'm going to do the other side to match. So again, I'm going to load my brush with my product, work it into the bristles, and then starting in that outer point of intensity, bring my color into the crease. Now, I don't pull mine all the way into the nose just because I find that it pulls my eyes a little too close together. It creates the illusion that my eyes are really close set. So I avoid any kind of darkness in here because I'm already naturally dark there. Now, if you have eyes that are a little bit more separated, you have some space to work with, you can pull that color into that eye socket area in that inner corner too. So remember, outside in, then I like to go out here and just do a little flick to kind of lift my eye shape. And that's it for a very simple sculpt using sculpting powder in medium. Now that I've created this really simple, everyday, natural look, we can play with it. We can add some personality. So I'm gonna use the unblinking palette again, just to add a little bit more depth and a little bit more highlight. So remember earlier when I said that shimmer brings forward and matte pushes back? We're gonna apply a little bit of the cream foil from the palette to add additional highlight to our eye area. And to do that, you wanna take just a little bit out of the packaging, and then I treat it as if it was a powder, just the same. So I'm gonna use my fluffy end of my brush to pick up a little bit of that cream foil in 24 karat. And I'm gonna lightly dust this in the areas that I wanna bring forward the most. So for me, that's gonna be under that arch of the brow. I want a little bit of shimmer right up there. Now, cream foil is awesome. You can use this as an eyeshadow by itself or as an eyeshadow base. It's just got a lot of reflection to it and highlight. So I pick and choose where I want that highlight to hit. So if you look, you can see that little bit of shimmer now up here. That little bit of shimmer brings forward even more. And because my eyes are a little bit darker on the inner corners, I want to bring some light in there as well. So I'm going to do just a little dusting of 24 karat gold on that inner corner of the eye, just to bring it forward a little bit. And remember, you can always add more. So that's why I like to start with that really sheer amount with a fluffy brush. And then we can always layer on additional product if we need it or if we want to go stronger. I think the best advice I can give you is just to give it time to set between each layer. That'll help you build color easily and smoothly. I've just decided to add a little bit more personality by adding a smoky effect for going from daytime to playtime. And to do that, I use the unblinking palette in the darker shade called Espresso. You just need a small amount of product because it's quite strong. Work it into your bristles before you apply it. So I'm gonna retrace my steps for you of what I did. So just like we did before in the crease, but we're gonna start a little closer to the lash line right in that outer corner. And we apply our product there first. And then we start to blend it out and blend it into that crease, kind of retracing our steps just to add a little more depth where we need it. Also, you can take a little bit underneath in that outer corner for a smoky eye effect. So now that we've given you all the tips and tricks for creating a naturally contoured eye and then adding personality, we hope to see what you create. So always tag us at Kevyn Aucoin Beauty, and we can't wait to see your beautiful eyes.